Hey folks, it's Charlie here, and I'm sitting down with a band that has just released a new album that I have had on repeat. It's Blanco Tranco. How are we doing today?
Hello.
Hey, pretty good, thanks.
Fabulous.
But your debut album is out there. The world is like now ready to enter your world. It is such an exciting time. But for people who are still like coming across this album and y'all as a band for the first time and are about to fall in love with this album, would you all like to introduce yourselves? Tell us a bit about Blanco Tranco, who y'all are, what type of music you make, all that fun stuff.
Tiff, do you want to kick this
Oh
off?
my god. Don't answer enough questions. Um, who are we? So I guess we are a surf rock, apparently, kind of post-punk band from Melbourne, and um, yeah, we just released our first album. It took us, I think we said earlier, like in some other thing, that it has been 3 years, but I think it's been including all the about 7 years, all of the songs since there's some from before we were a band. Um, and yeah, God, Matt, continue if you will.
So, what was what was the other question?
Tell us a bit
Who are
about who
we?
you are, what type of music you'll make, like anything that's essential for fans to know about the Blanco Tranco world.
Right, okay. What we like? In terms of music, we're quite shoegazy. Got a lot of like reverb going on the vocals and guitar, um, and got a very tight rhythm section, courtesy of Mark and Sophie, kind of post-punk thing going on there. And I think a thing that sort of sets us apart from other bands within the scene is kind of the emotional quality of the songwriting. I think Tiff's got a very emotive delivery, and I think that's what gives us that quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love when like you can like step completely into like the universe through the songs and it's just like there's such a depth to it. I've been getting that from this album and I am loving it. 'Cause yeah, it's your debut album. It is honestly so good. I don't think I've listened to it like in parts yet. I've just listened like top to bottom every time I've gone into it, and it's such an experience as a whole package. Can you all tell us a little bit about your debut album, The Imagined Life?
I think that's the best way to listen to it the whole way through, start to finish. We did spend a lot of time really fine tuning the position of like where each songs are going to go as well. Um, but I think overall, yeah, it is a very kind of emotional journey, so to speak. Um, a lot of the songs, like because they were written over such a long period of time, for the lyrics, some of them I had started, years before I wrote the second half, or for one of the songs it was at the start of a relationship and then the end of a relationship. So I think there's a lot story wise going on, so I think listening to it that way is way to do it. Yeah. I don't know what the other two have to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was,
no.
like a lot of the songs were written at, like, I mean, like there was one song that you wrote before the band even formed, and it was like a piano voice memo that Tiff had written, and then we were like, we only had 8 songs on the album. We were like, we need more songs to go on the album to make it like a full album. And Tiff was like, oh yeah, this is a bunch of songs that I'd recorded ages and ages ago, and yeah, I listened to that one and I was just like, whoa, this is amazing. We've got to do something with this. And then we
that was Baby Blue.
Yeah.
I love that. I love when you can take like elements from all these different places and bring them together, because as I think we mentioned before a little bit, this album covers some very like personal and like emotional themes. Obviously, like life is chaos and brings all these like emotions with it. How does it feel to be making the music like these songs, like the voice note from 7 years ago with Baby Blue, and like bringing it now together with the band and releasing it for the world to hear whenever they want and to interpret it however they wish? How does it feel to take the journey with these songs, these lyrics, these feelings, and get them to this point of sharing them with everyone?
It's pretty cool for Baby Blue. There's so many voice memos or so many demos that just kind of, you know, never get used or never see the light of day. So because it was from so long ago, I had never, you know, thought that it would have turned into a full song and be released. So it's cool. But that being said, it was difficult to finish it because it had been so long. So to do the second half was difficult, but it is like it allows me to reflect, and I think a lot of the album is kind of it's reflective, but also maybe being a little bit stubborn about not wanting to change or realize things will grow. Kind of pushing back on that a bit. Yeah. So it's cool.
Yeah, I love that. I am a very stubborn person, so I feel that a lot.
Hard to move on.
Exactly. Let me just sit with these feelings. Let me just sit with this angst or like these emotions just for a while.
Forever. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of that angst, and I think coming to the place now, it's nice to have all those songs because I feel very different personally now. Good to have that sort of time capsule, because it feels like a time capsule because they were written so.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about that debut album, or like, you know, that like debut full body of work. I love going to like my favorite bands who are now in their like 5th, 6th album, going back to that first album. It is that time capsule. It's kind of that like immortalization of like the early stages of the band, even though you've sat with some of these songs or some of these concepts for so long. To the fans, it's that first moment, and it's just so special to look back on throughout time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing about this album that I completely fell in love with is that it fits perfectly within everything I listen to. It's like someone like saw my entire like playlist, all the CDs behind my head, and then churned out this album as the result. And I think that's so cool. And I'd love to ask, was there any like driving musical inspirations or influences that contributed to this the imagined life? Was there any songs that you were listening to or artists that you drew inspiration from?
I personally, I think that we all have really different kind of taste in music. At least I see like a 4-circle Venn diagram. We all cross over somewhere, but there's a lot going on each side. I think I have a bit more of a pop sort of vocal influence. I've said before, like my biggest influence was probably Olivia Rodrigo's Dust album, um, which was a random one, but I think it was that pain. And yeah, it's a little bit kind of just humor in her lyrics, and I think just letting myself be in touch with my teenage girl self, and well, that was fine. But I know these guys have very different influences too, so I think that's how it comes. It sounds like maybe a bunch of all different dance genres. So my cat is yelling. Sorry. Yeah, it's Mark and that you're on. Influencers.
Do you want to go first, Mark? I'm still thinking of mine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, look, pretty broad. I guess we like all kinds of like different 80s kinds of rock, a lot of like jangly kind of things, because Matt plays mean kind of like arpeggiated guitar. So yeah, just that kind of post-punk stuff, like a lot of the Cure, a lot of the Smiths, sprinkled a bit of REM as well on the top. Look, that's the kind of stuff we go to, and then obviously, as Tiff said, we all come from these different areas. Tiff had these like amazing kind of like pop harmonies, these like surprising elements to it. So that's kind of like how we cook it up. All right, you go, Matt. That's enough time.
Yeah. So yeah, I listen to a lot of Russian and Belarusian post-punk bands, so I think they've been a big influence, and also electronic artists like Brian Eno and Aphex Twin and Burial. Although those influences don't really come out so much in the music, it's more just like in the experimenting with like loop pedals and effects and things like that.
Yeah, I love how there's this like really like layered levels of everyone's different tastes that come into it. I was just gonna say, like, that Olivia Rodrigo performance where she got Robert Smith up at one of those big music festivals. That I was gonna say, that's like this is the parallel to that.
That's so true.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And another thing that I feel, especially like listening to this album in my early 20s, it does feel like kind of like a teenage time capsule, to say, like, in a way where it feels like you're discussing so many emotions that are so high in that like coming of age phase, like, the young adult teenage emotional sort of state. I would love to ask a fun little question and say, if you could have one of your songs, any of your songs on the soundtrack of a sort of like coming of age indie movie, because that's where I feel they would sit so well, what would you pick? Whether it's like a movie that's already out, or whether it's something that like a movie that you'd like to see invented to fit one of your songs. Because I was having a listen like on the bus on the way to uni the other day, and I was just like, this is very like stare out the window like movie montage vibes.
No, so true. I mean, someone should definitely make a whole film based around our album. That would be, truthfully, the ideal. That's
all of the songs.
Yeah.
Give us the funding, someone will do it.
Actually, I feel like it's a great idea. I mean, with an unlimited budget and, time, etc., to make a series of music videos and that would be great fun. Alas, it doesn't exist up here. Yeah.
Which song were you thinking of, Charlie?
Honestly, it's that opening track. Like, I feel like the opening track is the strongest. Not like saying it's the strongest song on the album, but it's the strongest taste of the album. So, and it's also the one I've listened to the most because I start from the start and go on. Yeah, I feel like that's a very like montage. You can have like the getting through the day type montage to it, if that makes any sense. Maybe I'm just imagining it.
No, we love that song.
Yeah. But no, see now I want the full movie. Now I'm gonna be listening and being like, okay, so this is where this will happen, and this can be for that scene. This can be for like the climax. This can be from the resolution.
Yeah, so if you could just write that all down when you figured it out, that would be great.
Heck yeah, we'll apply to the funding boards. We'll be like, we have the vision.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm sold. I'm all in on that.
Okay. I see
If I
the
had the
summer
money.
holiday project is forming.
Mhm.
Yes. And you all are bringing your own sort of like movie magic into it with a live launch show coming up in Naarm. I'm feeling the FOMO up here from Mianj in Brisbane. Can you tell us a bit about what people can expect from this launch show? What's going to happen? What's the vibe of a Blanco Tranco live show for anyone who's never been before?
Well, hopefully people will come. Firstly, hopefully there'll be an audience.
What you can expect
Beyond
is, all right, so we've got some amazing openers. We've got Tin Pot Clayman, he's kind of like a Melbourne local legend. He walked away from the game at his like career height. He was like packed out the old bar, went overseas. He's been there for I think 2 years. He's coming back with a goddamn album. He's been kicking goals over there, and this is actually going to be his debut show back in Melbourne. On top of that, we've also got real good friends of ours, Tile, who are also kind of like an up-and-coming Melbourne band. They're going to be opening for us as well. I don't know how we got so lucky to get like kind of these amazing openers. We must have like done them some kind of like favor in a past life, but they're going to help out. So hopefully, yeah, it's going to be an amazing thing. We really want the fit into making sure we've got our kind of like live show really kind of tight, making sure we're all practiced, and yeah, we got like they've got an amazing sound system down there at the Bergie Band Room. They've always been really good to us. So yes, like I think it's going to be a good show. That's what we're putting into it.
Yeah. This is one that I'm so excited to see videos from online. Like,
Oh yeah.
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 Like the power of social media is healing, but also like making my FOMO so much worse because I'm like, I wish I could be in that room.
You can expect like little 5-pixel videos of like a smoke-filled room, and like you're not sure speakers being blown out, all that kind of stuff. But you know what? At least it's a good time.
Heck yeah. No, honestly, of all the like local gigs going around in Melbourne, I feel like the Bergie Band Room has like some of the best that happen. I don't know. I just need to set up a little camera in like the top corner of one like the roof and just like zoom in.
Stalker cam. Yeah, I got you.
It's a really good spot. I'm still confused. I feel like I asked them last time I was there. I thought it was Bergie. Is it Bergie? Bergie?
I have no clue. I just read it and make it up in my head.
Yeah,
I was hoping one of not.
Could be wrong.
I honestly can't. Hopefully we have it right. Hopefully they're not listening.
Yeah, you'd hope. I've been saying it for a while, so I would have hoped someone would have corrected me by now if it was wrong. But you never know.
Well, that's number one thing on the to-do list to do before the show is figure out what the venue's actually called.
That'd be a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can see the cat. Oh my gosh.
I just got home, so she's being really extra annoying.
Aww.
She's circling me.
No, I love that. I feel like she's just being supportive though, and that's like the main thing
Totally.
you'll need. So, on that note of being a supportive pet, I would love to ask what fans and listeners can do. People who are coming across this album for the first time, people have been listening to your stuff for ages. How can we best support Blanco Tranco right now?
Tell your friends.
Yeah. Listen to our
your
music.
Music executive family members.
Oh, you could.
Yeah, come to our gigs.
Yeah, or buy a record. Or do both.
People coming to the gigs is always the best to like actually see see people in person. And, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And did I see
Some
you
good
all
gigs
have
when your
like,
friends buy a record.
yeah, did I see you all have some sort of like record deal on with like, is it if you buy a ticket to the gig and the record?
Yeah, so there's like a
Yeah,
ticket bundle thing. So
yeah.
you get, I think it's $54. You can get the ticket and the record, and the record's $40. So you save a bit of money there. And
Honestly,
What a
perfect. Why
bargain!
wouldn't
That's
you?
a deal.
yeah, well, like records are so expensive these days. I was in a record shop the other day, and the records for like $70,
Mm-hmm.
like 70, $80. That's like twice as much as how much ours is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was looking
Ours
at
it's a
like,
bargain. It's a bargain.
A steal, like really
Yeah,
criminally low price.
well, especially when you look at something like, like the Taylor Swift ones, and it's like $150, and people are buying multiple copies of the exact same one just with a different cover. I'm like, okay, support the local bands. You can get like 20 different records for that price.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, on that note of supporting local, I would love to ask you all my favorite question and finish on this note. I'd love to have a sneak peek into each of your playlists and hear which local acts in like your local Naarm Melbourne music scene and the broader Australian scene you all have been listening to and loving and would love to give a shout out to.
Other than Tile, which of course we love, and they just come up with a new EP, which is so good, and their music videos are also so sick. Their lead singer is actually a videographer, and he does the videos himself, so it's sick. Also the Belly Lip Bombs, I love, and also because they are from Frankston, and I also live on the same show, so cool to have. There's not a whole lot of bands from around here. So yeah, they just came up with new albums as well, so love them. That's for me. Matthew?
They're not from Melbourne, but I love Shady Nasty. I think they're an amazing band, and they're absolutely killing it at the moment. Yeah, their debut album was just amazing and was a massive influence on me during the writing of this one. So a big shout out to them. And Tim Pot Clayman, have we mentioned them? Yeah. Okay, big shout out to them.
Love Import Clayman.
And who else? I saw Peach Fuzz yesterday.
Oh,
at
the
Record
record
Paradise.
store? Yeah.
Yeah. They are so good. I love all the guitar work in that band and the vocal harmonies and everything. They're so good. Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Mark? Who would you say?
Yeah, look, I'm going to shout out new artist, I think, who I heard on the radio the other day and looked her up. One Alice Ruby, who has an awesome track called Cellophane that's completely kind of new. I thought that was really awesome. And then also some friends of ours, Human Intrusion, are like an amazing band with lots similar kind of thing to us, really kind of like reverby, chorusy kind of guitar. Yeah, they do like really amazing stuff in their studio. Yeah, the amount of effects they use, it just sounds really awesome. We played a show with them and they had like a double-decker pedal board, if you can believe it. So it's like they do pretty amazing stuff.
That's so cool. I've seen their new thing that they're releasing it on floppy disk. I was like, that is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
really?
He came to the pub the other day and he was like handing me this floppy disk and I was like, it's like a really cool conceptual kind of thing, but at the same time I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm just gonna frame it.
Exactly.
There might not even be music on there.
I was like, I'm 20 years old. I don't actually know what this is, but I think it's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for sharing those picks. There's some names in there that I love, and there's some names in there that I'm yet to dive into. So I'm so excited to dive into those. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yes, and also thank you again just for like sharing this album because I've had it on repeat. I'm so excited to just like integrate it into all of my playlists and add it to my daily life because I'm loving it. I'm so excited for the rest of the world to like find out about this album and fall in love with it. Yeah, thanks for sharing the album.
Of course. Glad you
Thank you,
liked
Charlie.
it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks,
A pleasure.
Charlie.